going on? Welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting. I'm going to finish this off. I'm finishing it off. That's a little more than I really intended to pour. That's a lot more than I intended to pour, but them bottles empty now. So, we'll go with it. Welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting. A little cheers. We're doing our year-end review a few days early because I got some family stuff going on this weekend. So, yeah, I thought we'd go on and wrap this up, go through my big pickups of the year, the amazing AOKs I have. I do not have steady hands. That is one thing I do not have. But thank you for saying so, John. I will not have steady hands after I drink all that. I know that at 115 proof. But yeah, so we're going to go through kind of my collecting this year and just, hang out for a little bit and talk and go through some stuff. So we had GT Key in here early tailgating as usual. Almost always first. Occasionally this guy will pick him off and be first, or this guy. But, John says he's in the mountains with mediocre reception. Dude, you're in the mountains. What are you hanging out with me for? But I appreciate it. I do. Got Lady Fantastic in here. What is going on? Always makes my streams better, for sure. She's got Kitty Pride and Nightcrawler too. Yes, I do. There you go. Fritzies, what's going on? Good times. That is right. So I appreciate all of you hanging out with me for this. If you've been following my channel for most of the year, there's nothing you're going to see tonight that is new or no surprise unboxings, nothing like that. This is just recap of my year. And yeah, so we'll pick them up and show them a little closer. Some of them in the back, but we already got them all, for the most part, back here, except for the non-comic book editions. We'll put it that way. But yeah, I had, for the most part, a really good year. TJ, what is going on? Only 108. Holy moly. That's amazing, TJ, that's a slow year. Congratulations, sir. Kilton Corgi, what's going on? I appreciate you commenting finally. I am glad you were here. No, Lady Fantastic is just going to be all about the music tonight. I like it. So here's the deal. So we're going to go through this and just, talk about how my year went, how I feel about it, where I think I'm going a little bit in my collecting. I get to the right little, you guys know I have all my little lists on my backing board, so we'll go through a few of those. Happy December 27th, Cards fan. I appreciate you being here. So, if you followed my channel from the beginning, you know that I set out, I had two of these pages with goals. We showed this just the other day. This was my original big boy book list, or big book list, of priorities for 2022. As you can see, we did pretty well. You can see most of them here behind us. This is going to be comics. We might talk a little bit about, things. So, 2022 is year to back issues. Yes. Always nice to see TJ. It is. I don't get to see him enough, for sure. So, circled means we got her done. Non-circled means we didn't get there. Star Spangled 65, for you those that don't know, is the first kind of solo Robin. He's on the cover. They gave him his own comic series in the Golden Age in Star Spangled Comics. From about 65 to 1 something, he was in it. 100 and I forget. But yeah, so that's a big book for me, being a big Dick Grayson fan. My Sensation, still haven't pulled that off yet. Almost did one the other day instead of that one, but wasn't quite the right deal. So, and then the rest of these, we're going to go through as we go through. We'll just start with our most recent. We'll just kind of go down the list. Number 3 on my list, we got our Brave and the Bold. We picked up a 5.0 the other day. Our first Teen Titans. Super excited to snag this. Super excited. So yeah, we're getting close to basically complete. For the most part, we've really completed what I really, really wanted Teen Titans wise with this and at C2E2 back in August, thanks to Jimmy directing me to Jimmy the Geek Aficionado, finding this because I had not found it. I'd walked around and looked for it, but he found a dealer who had a nice copy that was in the grade range I was wanting. And so, yeah, we snagged this as well. So we got our two big Teen Titans books that were numbers 3 and 4 on my list for 2022. Yes, first Teen Titans, and then so the first time they team up is 54. The first time they use the name Teen Titans is 60, and that's also the first Donna Troy. So that's a big book for me in a couple different ways. Next on my list, number 5 on my list, was actually an AOK. It's down here a little further. This came, my man Daymare. I looked at this copy at a stand at PlanetCon and was like, I'm going to think about it. Walked away. Man Daymare's pulled the trigger behind my back and AOK'd it to me. But what neither of us did, and your reminder to always open and go through the book, or make them open and go through the book, because there was a cutout in this book. There is a missing panel. There is a notch in this book. So while we checked it off this year, I have not checked it off my bigger list because I will want to upgrade to a completed copy. I still appreciate my man Daymare's pulling the trigger and getting it for me, but yeah. So ultimately, I do want to upgrade this. Haven't prioritized it yet, but yeah, it's just one. So we'll have to get that done. Maybe this year we'll upgrade that and check it off the list. In 21, I got my ASM 121, and 22, I got my ASM 122 to complete both sides of the Gwen. Death of Gwen Stacy, Death of the Green Goblin. Hey, Beckerman, what is going on? Yeah, John just reads. He lets the girls do all that other stuff. Bobby, what is going on? Welcome. So my ASM 122, both of these I ended up, both 121 and 122 I got from my man George, D-Run Comics. He got me good deals on both of them. Great deals on the 121. Good deal on the 122 because, yeah. Yeah. He is not wrong. You are not wrong, Lady Fantastic. He is doing it right. The first book I picked up off my want list last year I picked this up in early January, was my Marvel Spotlight 32 for Spider-Woman Jessica Drew. Glad to snag this one. This is one I need to send off. I just haven't got it done yet. Like a lot of books I have that I haven't got sent to CGC. We'll go through that a little bit as we go through it. As we go through this, yeah, it sounds like it's kind of skiing. I like it. And then another book that was not on my list, but was on my 25. Really, the only other 25 book I clicked off this year was. Oh, no, on my list, one last one. I forgot. I got distracted. I got out of order. And then John, with his ridiculous AOK that he sent me last year, that he tricked other people into keeping me from buying from forever because someone was supposedly getting this as an AOK. John was not the person I thought that was doing that. they fooled me good, and yeah, John sent me this last year. Still appreciative. Still owe him. I still owe him. One of these days, I'm going to make Revengerosity. Is that what Tommy calls it? We're going to get some Revengerosity on John at some point. And then the book that was not on my list, the other big book that I pulled off this year that was not on my priorities for 22, but definitely one of my priorities overall was this Detective Comics 411 First Talia al Ghul. So those are kind of there's a few other books back there. I'll go through those a little bit later. But yeah, so those were kind of the big books that were on my 2022 hunt list or on my 25, which is my longer term big book hunt list. So super happy to get all of those. I think Roz is eventually on my list. It's definitely, there's just other books I want first. And given how big a book it is, yeah, I don't know when it'll happen. I'll be honest. And I don't know how far I'll go. We'll see. First, Hellfire Club. Well, for me, first, Kitty Pryde, Emma Frost. As that one as the 129. So, there you go. I like it. I did have other goals. So the other books that I got here, we'll just go through the rest of the books. Nothing huge that I bought otherwise. I was pretty light this year. I guess technically there's one other big book that I will briefly mention that I didn't put on my 2022 background because I actually bought it in 21. I bought it in 21, end of November, beginning of December. I forget the exact day. And through brokered a deal through the Jimmy, the Geek Aficionado, he found it for me. And Jimmy found it for me. And he pressed and cleaned it for me when he found the deal and sent it straight to CGC for me. So I never actually saw it until March of 22, but I don't technically include it in my 22 list because I bought it in 21 and I included it in my 21 list. But this was my big Christmas gift to myself last year, whereas this Brave and the Bold was this year. So that's kind of it's a 21/22 book because I never actually had it in my possession. So that was the other big giant book that kind of came in around that time. Hey, Matt, what's going on? Aloha. Yeah, so that was I want to say like the last 3 years. So I have to look back. Let me see. I've done a pretty good job of Christmas gifting myself. Because I want to say this year was this. Last year was the NYX. And I think the year before that was the... it's on here somewhere. Oh, I'm going to be looking at the wrong list. It may not be in that list. Looking at the wrong thing. So that would have been 22, 21. I don't know what 20 was. I don't remember what I did for 20. But 19 was ASM 194. So I've been doing pretty good getting stuff into the year. Until 22. I wish I could only count slab books, TJ, but then I would have less. I'd have like 75 books in my collection. So I will say we'll talk about slabbing. I really didn't send as many as I originally intended to get slabbed. Now the other half of my goal. Well, let's just finish with the comics. Then we'll go through the other half of my goal. Other books I picked up that were minor. I kind of include. I did grab my first Huntress. Just another Bat character I wanted to grab. I grabbed the 9.6 because it was dirt cheap. I mean, dirt cheap to get a 9.6 of this. So I snagged that. Super happy with it. And I also snagged my first Stephanie Brown, the other Batgirl. So now I have the first appearance of all three of the current Batgirls. But the Bat Dash Girl, I don't have that one yet. And then another super cheap book. And then I got this sweet AOK from Los. Sweet Poison Ivy cover that he sent me. So that also makes my list. Slapped this too. You slapped yourself. It's what I mean. I know it's what you mean. I don't know about a banger parade, but they're right here. These are the additions in 22. We'll save the last two things for later as we get into that, but he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I'm not. I'm going to end up as little particles and be scattered. I'm still waiting for the next soccer episode. Want to know what happened to Pennyworth MC? But Hey, Aggressively, what is going on? So the one thing, the area I failed miserably in 22 was page 2 of my priorities, which now I'm getting of my collecting goals, which was I was going to work on some runs. Which was I was going to complete my Nightwing run, technically volume 2, but that 90s, early 2000s run. And I didn't check very many off the list. I was going to work on my Catwoman run from the 90s. I didn't check any off the list. I was going to work on my Wonder Woman Frizzen that I needed. I didn't check any of those off the list. And that's because I spent almost zero time this year in comic shops. Not proud of that fact. So I didn't do any digging. I lost my comic shop in August of 21. So I've been doing everything online for like new books. And like one of the things that prompted me, because it was close enough that I would go, but it was also close enough to other shops that like I could drive just a little bit further and go visit other shops. So I'd go to mine, which was like 45 minutes. And then I'd just go at least every other month or so when I'd go up there. I'd go another 30 minutes and hit some other shops that are in Kansas City. And I never did that this year. I just didn't. I probably was in a physical comic shop like 5 times, maybe less. It was really bad. So I didn't work on any of those. The other goal, let's see. Very nice. It was Beckerman. Yeah, because it was there south of town. And that was kind of my gateway to go up and then go up to the other Kansas City stuff. And I just stopped going. Did I see you in there? I don't remember. I would have thought, because we saw each other at C2E2 and stuff. I would have thought I don't remember you ever seeing you in Phoenix. Interesting. But yes, that was my comic shop. And yes, this is pretty cool. People I don't know yet. Happy holidays, Bear. I appreciate you, man. The one thing I went over and above on is this published page. I had no published pages before this year. And I definitely need my memory today. And it was a goal of mine, thanks to freaking Kavi. He's got me like interested in art and that side of thing. So I ended up picking up multiple pages this year. And you guys aren't going to be able to see these very well, but I'm going to hold up. At PlanetCon, I picked up 2 Nightwing pages. Both of them I got from Andy Parks, who was the inker. These are over pencils. This is Cliff Chang. This one over here is a Cliff Chang Nightwing page, which is pretty sweet. This is a Phil Hester Nightwing page that he inked. So that was my big, like I picked those up early in the year and I was like, woohoo, goal achieved. Yeah, I didn't stop. This fall, which probably prevented me from getting my, definitely prevented me from getting a sensation. Really? I'm just like, I don't know. I would have thought I would remember that. Watch Comic Book Weekly Tuesday nights. Nice. Another addiction. Yeah. And then, thanks to Kavi, I got hooked up with Ario Anadidi, who's the artist for High Republic stuff, and I picked up this High Republic page from issue 4. I missed my chance to get the inkers side of it by like a week. He sold it at a con the week before I contacted him to get both sets. So I just have the pencils, but still super happy to have a Star Wars page. And then, so yeah, I'll show that a little bit. But we got, if you've read any High Republic, we got a big half split page splash of Avar. We got Skier, we got Keeve. So yeah, I was super happy to get that particular page. And then I went a little nuts on. So Bruno Redondo is mostly a digital artist. So they do the mono prints, but he'd also, like, based on everything I can tell here, he inks over those prints a little bit, not extensively, but some. So I ended up getting 3 pages from him, 2 pages. These are page 1 and 2 from Nightwing 96. And then and then as a bonus, he sent me this page from Nightwing 88. So yeah. So I now have 6 published pages, sort of, depending on how you think about those mono prints that are inked over, but that's the only way you can get them. So those are on their original, like, those are the original pages for all of those. Hey, Mad Spidey, what is going on? Pencils are awesome. Getting a lot of fire. So yeah, so my goal of 1 page of original art, 1 published page of original art. Yeah, I kind of blew that out of the water. I know, I need to get that. Very cool. Very cool. I've never had Nightwing art. Probably one of my goals for this year, it's not a cover, but is to go back and get a Scott McDaniel Nightwing page, which I don't have yet. Because that was my favorite part of the run. Yeah, so you should have. It definitely limited some of the editions on this side a little bit. No, I will not be coloring those in. I will not. I would love to get a cover. Covers are probably outside of my price range, what I'm realistically willing to pay. Well, what I really realistically can afford to pay, I should say. So, but I in addition to this, I got some other art, some more in here. I'm just going to show this, and then I'll show the 2. I only got 2 sketch covers. I had been mostly a sketch cover guy until this year, and this year I ended up getting more like just pieces. This Batgirl piece I picked up which is watercolor. I picked up at C2E2 from Stephanie Levon. This was an artist that Kavi turned me on to. She was super reasonable, and I just love that piece. I really need to get a frame for it, but I just haven't got it done yet. It's kind of a little bit of an odd size, but yeah. So that was that Batgirl piece I picked up at C2E2. I picked up, that's not flipping through my book here to get the right pages. You met Bruno? That's definitely, I want to meet him at a show for sure. Seems like a really nice guy at some point. Yeah, I didn't stop at just one. That was originally the plan. I didn't do it. I picked up this Catwoman piece from Jason Metcalf at PlanetCon. He did that for me. And then this piece I actually commissioned, this Poison Ivy piece I actually commissioned from an artist named Shalor on Instagram. And yeah, that I commissioned that early in the year, and he sent that to me. So those were my main art pickups. I did get 2 sketch covers done at PlanetCon. I didn't get any done at C2E2, but 2 sketch covers done at PlanetCon, which are also back here. This Ryan Kincaid, who done an Ahsoka for me the year before, did this Jane Foster Thor. And the, gosh dang it. Oh, and I don't have his card behind it. I'm blanking on his name at the moment, but I got this Wonder Woman sketch done too. So, yeah. You never stop at just one. That's right. You never stop at just one. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that artist. He's been posting stuff for sale. Like he did a Wonder Woman recently that I was like, he did a Jane Foster recently that was on his Instagram that I wanted. I did not pull the trigger on either of those because I pulled the trigger on this. It's the only thing that stopped me. But yeah, no, and he's super reasonable. So I can give you his information if you really are looking for a piece spare because he does I really enjoy his work. Not quitter like you. There you go. Yeah, that Wonder Woman, he did a fantastic job, background and everything. Hey, Hoarder Side. Hey, this is not quitting. All right, so that is pretty much. Is that the pickups? I did a few other things. I only did like 2, I guess technically 3 CGC orders. This was a 2-book order with a book I already had that were standard. I did 2 other CGC orders. One that was like a 10-book lot, which is actually right there. That I got books back. And then I did a 5-book lot. I did like signature series at C2E2. But that's really all the major work I did. If you guys, here's your quick recap here. Marvel Spotlight 32, my X-Men 129, thank you, John. The 2 Nightwing pages, this is kind of in the order I got stuff. ASM 43, the ASM 122, the Brave and Bold 60, the Tech 411, the Star Wars High Republic page. I forgot to write down the Nightwing pages are on the back. And then the Brave and the Bold 54. So yeah, it was a pretty, for me, I figure it was a pretty productive year. Got the Pink Rangers here. I mean, I'm super happy with how it went. Picking up 3 pages of true original art plus those 3 mono prints from the Nightwing run. Super happy to have done that. Lady Fantastic is back, or she's just talking again. And then super happy with these books. I haven't, we're not going to necessarily discuss my 22 goals. I know I'm kind of getting to the stage of not content with my collection yet, but very happy and comfortable with where I'm at. I mean, there's still books I want, but I don't know how aggressive I'm going to be going forward compared to what I've been the last few years. I feel like almost all the books that I really, really, really have to have, I have a copy of at this point. There are a few that are still on this, 25 that I put together that I really would love to have and would love to get copies of. But I don't know. I just feel very good about where I'm at. I'm very happy with my collection at the moment. I figured you were here somewhere. There you go, to a playlist. Yeah, that's a good idea. The problem is half the time I showed these off, I talked for like an hour and a half. So it'd be like one book in an hour and a half video. So I didn't do that. But just start by, well, clearly that's what happened a little bit as I started getting content in my books, and then I bought a bunch of art. I don't know what my goals are going to be for. I don't know. I feel like maybe I should make room and put this guy up here, even because I didn't actually get him until 22. I don't cover anybody up completely, but I might have to put him up here in my display for the next few days. But yeah, I'm just very, I won't say I'm content with where I'm at, the progress I've made. I'm super happy. Like, my collection is better than I ever dreamed it would be when I started getting back into this. So yeah, I'm just very happy. I don't know what my goals are going to be for 23 yet. I'll probably do that maybe next week, maybe the week after. We'll do a 23 goals list. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm going to keep this to about 30 minutes. We'll do a quick recap, real quick. We'll just show some books again, just for the heck of it. Technically, I bought this in 21, but I never had it in my possession until 22. So we might put it on the wall here with the rest of these. And have this as part of my background for the next week or so. Ooh, I don't have room for it there at the moment. I gotta make room. My most recent edition, this Brave and the Bold 54, First Teen Titans team up. My Brave and the Bold 60, first time they used the name Teen Titans, and the first Wonder Girl appearance of Wonder Girl Donna Troy. My Batman 411, first Talia al Ghul. Super happy with that. Added to my collection. Huge book for me. Thank you, John. Thank you, John. Thank you, John. Enjoy your vacation in the mountains at the moment. X-Men 129, first Kitty Pryde, first Emma Frost. Two of my favorite X-Men. But John A-okayed me back in the spring after he basically waved me off for like a year through other people. He didn't do it. He sneakily got other people to do it. So I had no idea it was coming from him. Hey, Tricky, what is going on? I can totally see that. I should show that. I'll show. I do have first Jessica Drew, Marvel Spotlight 32. Finished ASM 122, so I finished off my 121, 122 set. Thanks to D-Ronk. My ASM 43, which is the CGC claims is the first Mary Jane. I think it's the second. I think she's in 42 enough to be her first, but that's just me. But this one I need to upgrade, but that's okay. Glad to have it. Thanks to Daymares. First Huntress, first Stephanie Brown, and then just because you said a remark, I did get some signature books at C2E2 that I got slabbed, and one of those is my first East of West, which Nick Dragata did my little death remark on it. So that's another thing happened this year. So there you go. And then super quick recap for anybody coming in on the art side. Whoa, if I can get that back in its bag. I end up picking up almost by a riverbed by there. Well, that's a good goal. That is a good goal. There you go. No, yeah, those are just my short boxes. That's basically almost my entire collection right there. Hey, hi, Alea. What is going on? Electra remark. Ah, nice. And then my art recap here. We're just recapping hi, Alea, as you're coming in. The books behind me are my pickups this year. And then from an art standpoint, I ended up getting 6 pages of original art. These 2 pages I picked up at Planet Con from Andy Parks, who was the inker, but this is Cliff Chang pencils, and this is Phil Hester pencils underneath those inks. This is my Star Wars The High Republic page, Ario Anadetto, just pencils. I missed out on chance to get the inked page from the inker. I was a week too late talking to him, which is my own fault. And then I picked up these Bruno Redondo mono prints, pages 1 and 2 from issue 96. Well, you guys can see that because I can't see. And then he threw in this page 15 from issue 88. So yeah, so super happy to have all of that added to my collection this year, along with some other art and minor things. Yes, thank you, Bear. I did have a very strong year. I'm very happy with my year. Happy holidays to everyone. And with that, we're going to get out of here. And yeah, we're gonna call it a year. You guys, I did go on and make a look back video that I'll post on Saturday, but otherwise, you guys probably won't see me till 23. So I hope you have a happy New Year's. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. And with that, yes, be safe. Cheers. And with that, I want to thank you guys for supporting the channel for another year. You guys are amazing. And we're going to get out of here. And I hope you guys click off all the stuff on your want list, either that you did this year or next year. Later.